My father is a surgeon, but the file on his laptop says otherwise. Part 4. Submitted by TBP 420. 3 days have passed since my near-death experience. The will to fight on and save my brother, avenge my mother, and all the people that suffered because my father's actions kept me alive. I could barely move. The feeling of almost fainting after every step was horrible. If I had accepted death, it would mean victory for my father, but I won't let that happen. For the first 10 minutes of the excruciating pain, I had realized that the bullets were still inside my body. The only tool I had was the knife in my backpack. You can guess where this was going. In school, I learned that if you have a bullet in your body and nobody nearby is a licensed medical professional, you have to remove it yourself. The first one I removed was in my leg. I hesitated at first, but the likelihood of death was higher if I didn't. Even though there was a lot of blood, I could still somewhat see the bullet. My hands were shaking and covered in blood. I lightly poked the bullet and started slowly pushing it out. I pushed it just enough to where I could grab it and pull it out. I felt a little proud even from all the pain. After attempting to remove the next one, I accidentally pushed it even deeper. Screaming in agony, I started crying, just wishing for death. Clenching my fists, I poked the knife deep in, and full force pushed out the last bullet. A dark shade of blood started slowly pouring from my wounds. A rush of adrenaline surged within me, and I started dragging myself to the road. A car noticed me and stopped by. They had a first aid kit in their car and were a doctor, so it was pure luck. When they tried to call the ambulance, I told them not to. If they did, the chief would find out I'm still alive. They patched up the wounds, but the pain was still as bad as when I got shot. I walked to town for the next 2 hours. The hot sun hitting the back of my head. I could barely walk, feeling nausea every second. After I got into town, I just hid behind some building in an alleyway. Nobody stopped to see if I was alright, if I needed any help. For the next 4 hours, I lay on the ground crying. Not just from physical but also emotional pain. It felt like nobody truly cared about me. As if nobody would care if I died. And I truly contemplated suicide right then and there. Nowhere to turn to and nobody by my side. As my phone's battery approached 2%, I got a notification. It was from an unknown number saying to meet at the park, they can help me. All I had left was the knife. I placed it in my pocket, not knowing who I'd face now. Once I got there, I saw a man sitting on a bench. He was the only person around, so I sat down next to him. He didn't say a word. He just handed me a backpack along with a piece of paper. The backpack was rather heavy, and inside was some food, a charger, and money. In the paper, someone had written, "Hello, we have much to talk about, however, first go to this address. There you'll see a hotel reservation for you. Stay there as long as you like, we will be in touch soon. I will slowly tell you everything I know just to get to the hotel room now." As untrustworthy and sketchy, it seemed I had no other options. I dragged my left leg, barely having enough strength to even move. I got into the room, which was rather fancy, and as soon as I did, I got another message. "Before you ask anything, I'll tell you this. We are on the same side. Both of us want revenge against your father. And I have a way we can stop him. For now, just trust. I will message you back with more details, and in about 10 minutes, a doctor will be there." The doctor patched me up and left without a single word between us. While he was patching me up, I was just wondering who this person was. Could he be the man that handed me the backpack and piece of paper? Can he see me now? Whoever it was had a lot of power considering all he did for me. The pain wasn't as bad since he did give me some anesthesia, so that was a relief. Once 2 days had passed, the pain had subsided, but I still had to take some medication. All of the time spent was just thinking of ways to find my father. Suddenly I got another message. "Okay, I'll introduce myself. My name is Tom. If you are confused about how I know where you are and what you are doing, I'll just go ahead and say I'm from the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Although I could get fired and arrested for even speaking to you about this, I want revenge as much as you. For the past few years, I have been looking for someone like you to help me stop your father. There is only so much you don't know about him. But first, we have to talk about the chief. I know he betrayed you, and well, the key to finding your dad is with him. We managed to hijack the online chat between him and your father. Although we know his motives, most of the chat is still encrypted. That's where you come in. If you can get his phone, we can end this once and for all. Once you do get his phone, feel free to read the messages. I'm sure it will clear up quite a few questions. I will still be nearby monitoring in case anything happens, so don't worry. You'll get another message from me in about 5 minutes explaining your next move. Be ready.